each and every one of you participates in those activities and gets maximum benefit of it because um, this platform is made for you people to make mistakes, make lots of mistakes. Because here, if you experiment and make mistakes, you'll have nothing to lose. But when you go outside this college, into the corporate world, and you make mistakes over there, you'll have to pay price. So take the benefit of this platform to the fullest. So before I begin, I'd like to apologize to the college for being in touch after such a long period. And let's begin. I thank you, Suman sir, Nilfarana ma'am, for inviting me over here. And I thank you, audience. And I expect you to sit patiently and listen to me and my experience, whatever experience that I had since my graduation. What we'll be talking about is the experience that I had in my professional life, as well as I'll also be sharing my college life experience. And in both these experiences, I'll try to touch skills that help me to help me in these days to kind of, I would say, survive. Because when we talk about skills, what I perceive, what I look at them is of two types. One, that you're already gifted with a few, and second, that you have to learn. Those that you are gifted are like natural resources. They are hidden deep within you. You just don't realize that you have them. Platforms like these are made to polish those skills, to test, to experiment. And as I said before, do make a lot of mistakes. Do experiment a lot. And in that way, you'll be able to excel in your skills that you have. Definitely, the college will give you rest of the skills through their syllabus. You learn them all. You need them all. So let's begin. In my first venture, that was law firm, we had to do everything from scratch. I just came out from an intellectual law firm and thought of starting my own firm. So we were the very few who started a law firm at the age of, I believe I was 28 that time. And we were quite young. And being young, we had a very tough situation when we spoke with directors of some giant companies, and we had to show confidence because our age was our enemy. The directors who were on the verge of retirement thought of us as juniors and inexperienced people. So that was a challenge. What helped me in those situations was a skill I would call pagalpan. Have you ever heard of this skill, pagalpan? Have you learned about it? You might be aware of it with a lesser known name called courage. We call it courage because whenever you take something, whenever you do something out of courage, you'll hear people saying, अरे पागल है क्या? ये क्यों कर रहा है? That's the reason we call that skill, pagalpan skill. Courage is not something that you already have. Courage is something that you have to develop. Courage is something that you have to borrow. Fear is very natural. Fear, you have to fear. Be scared. Because when you're scared, when you fear something, that will push you. That will push you beyond your limits to excel. So, fear is important. And that is what we had before every meeting, every client meeting, every pitch that we made before these directors, before any client. Fear was something that we had to face, that we had to overcome by courage. Then, uh, as we passed on and as we evolved, we came to know about requirements from the industry. Requirements such as website, Google Apps, all these were obstacles. Being a young firm, law firm, we had issues about investing a huge chunk of money. So there was a situation where we needed creativity. We needed to design website. We needed to design apps, and having lack of the knowledge, we approached a few software engineers. And when we met them, they discussed about how good they can make the website and the app for us. And later on, we asked them the golden question as to what the price is going to be. The website costed me around 50,000 at that time, and a simple Google app costed me 70,000 at that time. Frankly speaking, we didn't have that much luxury of investing that much amount into it. So we skipped all those things and we carried on with visiting cards and brochures that we self designed. I also went to an extent of borrowing these skills of creativity from a friend and a partner of mine from Mumbai. Together we sat down and created Google Docs. So using Google Docs, I had this idea of creating forms. And then during this process, I had to learn a lot of things because I was completely unaware of what Google Doc is and how we can use it. So I had to learn it, I used it, and then I did some jugaad. I call that jugaad is what you know by uh, problem solving skill. That the problem that we faced is we were lack of that knowledge, that skill of creating a app. So we learned we learned everything, and we used a simple Google Doc. Do you know how Google Doc works? You get a link, you get a Google link, and what we did simply, just we use it as a Google app or an app, not Google app. We use that link to be saved on our phone, and then it used to look like a Google app, and that is how we managed to make that work as a Google app. So all the forms, all the what do you say surveys we do as of now through Google Apps, through Google Docs. So that jugaad gave us that flexibility, and it really saved a lot of money that we could utilize somewhere else. One more example that I would like to share is that we had a big client meeting. We got a big break in Mumbai where a redevelopment project was being given to us. You know what a redevelopment project is? A redevelopment project is where an old building is to be destroyed and a new building is to be built at that place. Builders tenders are invited for that process, and just to have transparency, legal team is involved to keep things transparent and mediate into the whole process. So that was a big work. The work was in Dadar, South Mumbai, plush area in Mumbai, South Mumbai. So there was a mediator who got us that project, and he had some expectations. We were supposed to reach that place for the meeting, and for some reasons there was a transport issue, and the car broke down. We were not able to reach that meeting, and the whole thing got disturbed. However, we still managed to get that project, and and we got that project. But eventually, this middleman created some issues where we had to leave the project in between. We had taken a huge chunk of money as an advance, and the client then was complaining about returning that amount. My team had worked hard. We had researched a lot. We had drafted a lot of documents. A lot of time had been spent. So there was no point in returning the entire amount. Now this middleman was a powerful man. He had contacts with the Thapre family. And things got so worse that we were threatened at gunpoint. And we were threatened to return the entire amount. My entire team was really scared. And there I had to display the Hero Panthi skill. You know Hero Panthi skill? Come on, guys, what are you learning over here? Like, you might be knowing it with a lesser common name for it, known as leadership skill. I had to lead the team. I had to convey them that don't worry, things will be okay. And I did that. And I had to make a call. That guy was sitting, that middleman was sitting relaxed in US. And I had to make the call in the midnight because of the time difference. So we had that conversation. And I stood my ground. And I told them with confidence that that is not going to happen. We are not going to return the entire amount. Because as the reasons I shared those reasons with him. And then he had to back down. And I convinced him to take only 30. I convinced him that we return only 35% of the amount that we have accepted. So, skills really matter. Negotiation skills. I call it Pandwali skills. These terms, they make these complex skills look very easy and entertaining. Negotiation skills are important because even if you are doing a job or a business, for job, if you are sitting in front of your manager and in an appraisal meeting, the manager will always try to save the company's money. It is your job to negotiate with them reasonably and get the maximum for what you deserve. Similarly, in business, when you talk to your clients, the client will always try to save money. But you have to think of your team. You have to think about the hard work that you put in and expect the maximum return for that work. So yes, the skills really matter. Then one more experience that I would like to share is a school experience. During my school days in 7th standard, I was a PT sir, a sports sir, barged into the class and surprised me completely by saying that we are going to have a kabaddi match. And he pointed out to me and said, "You are going to be the captain." Just look at me, and I'm sure you might know the reasons why he selected me as the captain. But that was not the problem. The problem was that I had absolutely no knowledge, zero knowledge of what kabaddi is. Because later I realized that this game had rules which I did not know anything about. And I was made the captain there was a team that I had to lead. The team was looking at me like, what are we supposed to do? I said, let me learn. Learning skill, ever learning process, it helps. So I went back to the drawing board, read some books, got some information, and we were ready. We started playing the matches, we started winning the matches until semi-finals. At the semi-finals, we lost. Not because we played badly. The reason I'll share later. The team was completely devastated because they had tremendous confidence because of the previous wins, and they knew to win what they have to do. So we tried to find out as to what went wrong. You'll be surprised to know the reason. The reason that was told to us was that we were 7th standard students, and the team that played against us was 10th standard batch. And for him, it simply looked negative. It looked bad for the school, for the 10th standard batch to lose against 7th standard batch. That was the reason that he gave me. And I was like, are you real? Are you serious about this reason? And are you officially giving that reason to me? You cannot do that. We argued with him. My team members, I could visualize my team members crying for the rightful place, for the rightful victory that we were supposed to be declared as. But that didn't happen. But I'll share what happened. The next week, we had a new PT sir. We had a new sports sir. That is what happened. And you know why that happened? Because there was someone to raise that voice. There was someone to have that courage to say that he did wrong. That is also important. So you have that courage to stand against something, to fight against the wrong, when you know that you are right. So, as I said, during those school days, leadership and courage, both these skills helped me. Now, there is a Symbiosis College experience that I'll share. Parshuri ma'am was a banking ma'am that time, banking teacher. She had given the entire class a project. I had a huge group of friends, and we were almost 10 to 12 students. The topic was something related to NABARD, and we were supposed to go there and do some interviews with head of the NABARD. I believe that time he was the husband of Parshuri ma'am.
Rajesh sir was in Insurance Academy. He was not there in NABARD.
NIBM. I'm really sorry. It was NIBM, not NABARD. So, I discussed, the whole team discussed, and we had a democratic election kind of thing as to who's supposed to be the team leader. I was appointed as the team leader. I was democratically voted as a team leader. And being the team leader, then I distributed the task as to who's going to do what. We did that, and it ended up in a disaster. People revolted against the team leader by saying that, you have kept the good things with you and you have left all the hard work with us. I said, you elected me as a team leader, so you cannot complain now. It didn't work well. So finally, I thought that if you don't want to have a team leader, it's better that I become my own team leader and have my own team. The problem was that this had to be recognized by the then Parshuri ma'am, the project professor. So, the problem was that she was not giving us time because she was busy with her own schedule. Finally, me and that friend from the other group, we managed to get her time, get her attention, and we both sat there in front of her. And she was like, Rahul, there are very limited days. I have given you the project to settle the issues with your group, with your friends, and get on with it. I said, that's not going to happen. And I was like, I use that skill, what my father goes, mere baap ka kya jata hai? I had nothing to lose. And I showed confidence to her, and I stuck to my point that I need a different project. I'm leading a different team. I will not be working with that same project. I will not be working with the same team. I need a new project. For 15 days, we had been given a time period of 30 days. 15 days went for this. I had no project. I stuck to my ground. I stuck to my point. And finally, I still remember there was an event in an IBM, and while coming back, we were in a bus. I went there I sat besides Pachurya man, and I said that I'm not going to get off this bus until you give me the project. It's like, okay, what do you want? You only decide. You'll be surprised, I already had a project with me. I had already started working on that. I completed 50% of that work. I just didn't tell her because I wanted to put the pressure on her to give me a new project. And that happened. And that was the last project of mine in this college in the third year. And I won the first prize for that project as well. It was banking and advertisement related project. That project was so appreciated that before Vivas, the then principal, Dina Inamdar ma'am, had requested us to give that project to her, and she wanted us to keep one copy in the library for the students. We did not do that. I said, I really can't do that because I had spent 1,200 bucks for that. If the college is willing to do that, I'm there. It's yours. But I didn't see that happening. So I said, yeah, we'll discuss that later. Right now, I need the project book for Vivas. We have Vivas, and for Vivas, Nilofarena ma'am was there to question us. I said that we have a tough teacher. I have to answer the questions. I need the book. I won't be sharing that book with you. So that was the experience in this college. Coming back to my professional life, later on we had an issue where we got a big break again with a huge company. The company name, I forgot that company name, but I will tell you an interesting fact of that company. The director of that company is right now in the jail. So that was a start. The legal director had invited us to. They were in a plan or a process of expanding throughout India, and they needed legal assistance throughout Maharashtra. I didn't have any experience as to what a legal network is. We were just a tiny firm, and we were doing tiny clients or little clients, and went on with their court matters. But this was something corporate. Contracts were involved, and a lot of interesting things were there for us. So during that process, we met with that director, had the meeting. The meeting went on well. It was a successful meeting. The only point that was considered as negative was that our lack of presence in Maharashtra. When we came out of that meeting, I discussed this thing with my partner, and we had that time we had this practice of discussing after every meeting as to what went well, what went bad, where we need to excel, where we need to relax things. That was a good habit, and this was one of those moments where we realized that yes, we need to have a Maharashtra presence. It was tough because not a lot of young lawyers were present there with law firms. If we had to do tie-ups, we had to do with existing law firms who had their own attitude of looking at us. So we did something unique. We encouraged lawyers, juniors, who were practicing with some senior lawyers, and we helped them to form their own law firms. And that is how today, right now, we practice not only in Pune, we practice in Aurangabad, we practice in Mumbai, we practice in every area where High Court has its bench. Nagpur, Kolhapur now soon will get a bench. So that is how we got spread all over across Maharashtra. But that happened because uh, there was a limitation, and we had to work on that limitation. So that is one skill that helps you. That if you'll have challenges, but then don't run away from those challenges. Those challenges are there to excel you. You will always progress from there. But you have to have that positive attitude. But yes, okay, let's not stop here. Let's if a wall comes, try and figure out how to surpass that wall. Try and break it if you want to, but try and find a way around it. But then you do have to have a solution to every problem. So that was one of the skills that really helped me. Then another thing that is important during my Blue Fox Business Solutions, it's a company for business networking, where we encourage business networking throughout the members. There are medium scale SMEs who need to share their businesses with others, and they exchange referrals with each other and generate work opportunities. So for that, we have a session called business presentation video, where each member gets to present their business in a video format. Then that video is circulated throughout our social media platforms. During that, I realized a lot of people lack that skill of bol bachi. Now, once again, try and guess what bol bachi skill would be. I'm glad that you're opening up.
Communication.
Communication skills, public speaking skills. Some are camera shy, some are people shy. When they come on platforms like these and face a lot of people, it's an issue. But then, again, you students, you have this opportunity. They did not. They might not have that opportunity, but you have. So once again, use this opportunity. You'll never feel shy. Once you are here, you'll never feel shy about it. So we are short of time. I'd like to conclude, but I'd like to do that with a small poem, just 2 minutes more, if you may. This poem is really inspiring, and I really read it. It's quite heavy, so I cannot by heart it. So I'd like to share it with you. Then you can search it on Google, and keep it with you. But I'll just recite it for you. The poem is written by the legend Harivansh Rai Bachchan, father of another legend actor Amitabh Bachchan. So the poem goes, and I'll just recite it. It's in Hindi, so please bear with me. लहरों से डरकर नौका पार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. Who is reciting? I'm glad that you know this poem. नन्ही चींटी जब दाना लेकर चलती है, चढ़ती दीवारों पर 100 बार फिसलती है. मन का विश्वास रगों में साहस बढ़ता है, चढ़कर गिरना गिरकर चढ़ना न करता है. आखिर उसकी मेहनत बेकार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. डुबकिया सिंधु में गोताखोर लगाता है, जा जाकर खाली हाथ लौट कर आता है. मिलते नहीं सहज ही मोती गहरे पानी में, बढ़ता दुगना उत्साह है किसी हैरानी में. मुट्ठी उसकी खाली हर बार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. And the last para. असफलता एक चुनौती है, इसे स्वीकार करो. क्या कमी रह गई देखो और सुधार करो. जब तक न सफल हो नींद चैन को त्यागो तुम, संघर्ष का मैदान छोड़ मत भागो तुम. कुछ किए बिना की जय जयकार नहीं होती, कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your life experiences with us. Now we will commence with the certificate distribution ceremony for the Microsoft Excel students. I would like to call upon Siddhi and Pratiksha to take it.
We request Rahul sir and Nilofer ma'am to come up and give the certificates.